A Russian fighter jet forced down a U.S. drone over the Black Sea. The man accused of robbing a bank in Port Lavaca being held in a federal facility in Corpus Christi. And Southwest Airlines vows to increase winter staffing and improve tech after its holiday mess.
Our temperature right now, 59 degrees, going down to the mid-50s. Yeah, it's a little chilly out there, but guess what? It's going to get even colder. We'll have your weather coming up.
And we hear from an El Campo superintendent about the new head football coach hire. That and more in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. I'm Don Brubaker. Karina Garcia has the night off. A Russian jet harassed and clipped a U.S. drone over the Black Sea today, forcing the U.S. to bring the MQ-9 drone down in international waters. Two Russian Su-27 jets tracked the drone as it flew over the Black Sea. At about 7 a.m., one of the jets struck the drone's propeller. The U.S. Air Force general said the MQ aircraft was conducting routine operations in international airspace when it was intercepted and hit by a Russian aircraft, resulting in a crash and complete loss.
DoD officials have not spoken specifically to Russian authorities on this particular incident. I do know that the State Department is raising our concerns about the incident directly with the Russian government, so I'd refer you to them for details on that. In terms of the mission of the MQ-9, as I mentioned, it's an ISR platform. These aircraft have been flying over the Black Sea region for some time, to include before the current conflict started. It is an important and busy international waterway, and so it is not an uncommon mission for us to be flying in international airspace.
Russia's defense ministry said its fighter jets did not come into contact with the U.S. drone, claiming instead the drone crashed due to, quote, sharp maneuvering, unquote. A man accused of robbing a Port Lavaca bank last September is in a federal holding facility in Corpus Christi. Port Lavaca Police Chief Colin Rangnow tells us they have not been able to serve an arrest warrant on Mark Anthony Trevino. He is accused of robbing the Wells Fargo Bank in Port Lavaca on September 13th of last year. Trevino was accused of robbing 5 banks altogether in Texas and Louisiana. He was arrested in October of last year in Alexandria, Louisiana. Victoria police arrested a man on drug charges. 39-year-old Michael Solomon is charged with manufacture or delivery of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana. Officers say they found more than 500 grams of methamphetamine and a small amount of marijuana in his vehicle. This happened during a traffic stop on the 7300 block of U.S. Highway 59 North. Affectionate Arms touches lives every day. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick spoke with some of the people who appreciate the center's work.
Affectionate Arms hosts people with disabilities and the elderly in Victoria. Though the Adult Care Center stood here for 30 years, Affectionate Arms' future may be in danger. The clients want the community to know Affectionate Arms is more than just a place to them. It's a sense of home. Andrea Walker visits the Adult Care Center and has been for the past 2 years. She thinks the world of Affectionate Arms.
I will have nowhere to go, and I'll be very sad because I don't know how to socialize being by myself.
The clients were all drawn together by the center. They do everything together. They play games together like bingo or word searches. They worked on these puzzles together. And I mean, they covered the walls with so many amazing puzzles. Most importantly, they rely on one another and talk to each other.
If I wasn't here, I wouldn't I'd be talking to the walls.
With only 10 clients, Affectionate Arms is struggling to keep its doors open. The center has helped the community for decades, but now Affectionate Arms needs the help of the community. If people could spread the word, volunteer, or even financially donate, Affectionate Arms could dodge a demise. Everyone would be happy.
It will make everyone happy and not be at home very sad or have no one to talk to.
Reporting in Victoria, I'm Adarius McCormick, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
Affectionate Arms Giving Day, keeping the family together longer, is this Friday, March 17th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Join me and the 25 News Now team live from Affectionate Arms. They need your donations. Scan the QR code right there on your screen to donate. Now, they do need monetary donations, but they also need office supplies, water, games, gift cards, cleaning supplies, and indoor and outdoor plants. Affectionate Arms can be reached at 361-578-9067. Their email address is affectionatearms@sbcglobal.net. We hope you'll join us Friday. One person is dead after a vehicle struck a group of horseback riders in Dallas this morning. The crash involved 3 horses and riders. Authorities say the riders were juveniles who stole 3 horses. One of the riders died on the scene, one of the horses died, and another was euthanized by a veterinarian on the scene. Police say the driver remained and no charges are expected against them. This morning in Victoria, traffic signals were out in the area of Sam Houston from the Houston Highway intersection to the Ben Jordan intersection. Drivers at the intersections had to treat intersections like a 4-way stop. This lasted for about an hour. The city of Victoria says an issue with the electrical equipment caused the outage. Spring break is going on, but Old Man Winter has something else to say about that. After temperatures in the 80s last week, a recent cold front dropped temperatures back down below average. That did not stop some vacationers from heading out to the beach.
Just kind of making us spend more time in the camper rather than outside, but we've got windows and you can still watch the waves roll in, which is kind of what we're here for.
Temperatures are forecast to drop even lower the rest of this week. How low can they go? Let's find out. Let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. Mac, very nice guy that we met there from Minnesota, but there are probably some South Texans who are kind of wondering why on the spring break week and we're feeling like it's January.
We're pulling our parkas and all kinds of jackets, and they're going, hey, it's such a nice day out here. And of course, you got to say it right? It's Minnesota. And so to all of our friends who happen to be visiting the Coastal Bend, it is milder than anywhere else. You're not going to find springtime pretty much anywhere in the country. Today our high got up to 69. Tomorrow we're going to break into the 70s, but the big front, another one, is coming in on Thursday night. We'll have more on that coming up in just a moment.
Thank you. The Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs reopening the Texas Rent Relief application portal starting today through March 28th. These funds will help eligible households with rent and utility payments. The state has $96 million available in rent relief funds. Eligible households can apply for assistance online at texasrentrelief.com or over the phone by calling the TRR call center at 833-9TX-RENT. The DOJ and the SEC are in the early stages of investigations into the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. A new Labor Department figures show inflation at 6% days before the Federal Reserve considers another interest rate hike to cool inflation.
From the West Coast to the White House, some relief now that depositors at regional institutions, Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, are no longer locked out of their accounts.
Learned my lesson, and I'm not going to put the money all in one place like I did here, so I'm going to spread it around.
Financial regulators stepping in over the weekend to guarantee account holders at both banks would have full access to their money. President Biden underscoring U.S. banks, not taxpayers, are covering the losses.
The money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund.
In Washington, the Justice Department and Securities and Exchange Commission are each investigating Silicon Valley Bank's collapse, a typical next step after large companies or banks go under. Both the DOJ and SEC declined to comment. Regional bank stocks saw large sell-offs on Wall Street Monday. Today, signs of relief.
I think it's going to take a while for Wall Street to process all of this.
The Federal Reserve, preparing for its next meeting on interest rates, now is expected to consider the SVB and Signature Bank fallout and new consumer price index data, measuring how much Americans pay for goods and services, now showing inflation at 6%, down from 6.4 in January.
The Fed now has to really rethink how much more aggressive do they want to get with interest rates. I mean, they don't, if they stop raising interest rates now, does that mean inflation will start to pick up?
And a final decision from the Federal Reserve on interest rates is due out next Wednesday. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Wednesday, Ben Wilson Street will be southbound only from Airline Road to Red River Street from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. so that crews can begin pouring concrete. All businesses and homes in the construction zone will remain accessible. The construction is part of the Ben Wilson Street Airline Road to U.S. Business 59 project, which is expected to be fully complete by this August. The EPA announced today under new proposed regulations, water systems would have to monitor for 6 specific what they call forever chemicals, also known as PFAs. These synthetic chemicals linger in the environment and the human body and can cause serious health issues. The water systems would also have to notify the public about the levels of PFAs in water and work to reduce them if they go above the standard allowed. Here's your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote. Do you agree with the EPA's new proposal to make drinking water safer? Yes or no? Let's look at the numbers. 90% of the voters say yes and 10% saying no. We thank you for voting. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part. Southwest Airlines increasing staffing to avoid a repeat of the mass cancellations, stranding tens of thousands of passengers over the last part of 2022. To avoid a repeat, the airline plans to purchase more equipment to de-ice planes and increase staffing levels. At the time, recent cold temperatures limited the amount of time crews were able to spend on the tarmac. Southwest is also improving its scheduling platforms to ensure appropriate staffing. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10. Lawyers for the family of a Georgia man who hanged himself while in police custody are suing the police department and the city. Also ahead, President Biden unveils new executive actions on gun reform in Monterey Park, California.
At Venturas Tamales, we make Mondays wonderful. Because you know what comes after Monday? Tuesday. And you know what rhymes with Tuesday? Tacos. Well, not really, but the shredded chicken tacos are $1.49 each on Tuesdays at Venturas Tamales. And that's enough reason to make us love Tuesdays. Then we keep the crunch rolling into Wednesdays as well, with beef tacos for $1.49 all day on Wednesdays. Venturas Tamales, located at 3907 North Navarro Street in Victoria. Unwrap the flavor.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, including Ford F-150 and the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock. Drive Ford F-150 with 0.9% for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance.
My name is Adarius McCormick, and I want you to know about my new segment, Homemade with Adarius. I will interview amazing people and showcase intriguing places that may be new to you in the Crossroads. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com. See my new segment on Crossroads Today YouTube channel and Crossroads Today Plus. You do not want to miss this.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
A New Jersey man is facing charges in Florida after he reportedly threatened the life of a sheriff. Authorities say Richard Golden said he wanted to put a bullet in the Volusia sheriff's head. The threat was made in an online forum. Authorities say Golden is anti-government and anti-law enforcement and was upset with Sheriff Mike Chitwood's actions to fight anti-Semitism in Florida.
When you look at how synagogues get shot up, or churches get shot up, or schools get shot up, extremism is extremism. Here's a clown sitting in his bedroom who's indoctrinated by this and thinks the best way to solve the problem is to put a bullet in my head.
Golden faces charges of threat of serious bodily injury in written communication. He is being extradited to Volusia County. President Biden is in California today to address gun safety. He's unveiling largely symbolic executive actions to ensure vendors follow background check protocols. The visit also includes a meeting with the families and victims of January's mass shooting in Monterey Park, California. A shooter opened fire in a dance studio while the Asian American community was celebrating the Lunar New Year. 11 people died. The mass shooting was one of 110 in the U.S. this year. Lawyers for the family of a Georgia man who hanged himself while in police custody are filing a $12 million lawsuit against the Savannah Police Department and the city. Attorneys for the family of William Zach Harvey said when Harvey was arrested on April 2nd, 2021, he told police he was paranoid schizophrenic and bipolar and that he suffered from depression and anxiety. They say he also told police if he had to go back to prison, he would take his own life.
With all of those circumstances, with all of that information, they leave him there by himself, without any video or audio, without any supervision, and ultimately they return to find him having committed suicide.
After a Savannah Police Department internal affairs investigation into Harvey's death, 2 officers who interacted with Harvey were fired and another was suspended. 3 other officers also fired after mocking Harvey's death by sending a GIF or meme about it in a group chat between officers. More and more teenagers overdosing on opioids, and research is finding that health providers are not prescribing the medications that can help prevent overdoses.
Opioid use disorder has been a continued public health epidemic in this country, and it doesn't just affect adults, but teenagers too. Medications used to help this disorder, such as buprenorphine, can prevent overdoses and save lives. But researchers from the CDC's Division of Overdose Prevention found that teens aren't getting the medication. Over a period from 2015 to 2020, the proportion of kids under 19 getting a prescription declined by 45%. And even though most people that age are treated by pediatricians only gave a small fraction of those prescriptions. In contrast, the number of adults receiving buprenorphine prescriptions rose by nearly half. Researchers suggest that doctors working with kids and teenagers need more training and management of substance use disorders to help address this issue. With this Medical Minute, I'm Lindsay Watts, ABC News.
Prosecutors in Los Angeles say Harvey Weinstein will not be retried on sexual assault charge that left a jury deadlocked. During the 2-month trial, Weinstein was convicted of sexually assaulting one woman in Beverly Hills. Jurors were deadlocked on charges he assaulted a former actress. Last month, Weinstein was sentenced to 16 years in prison for his conviction in California. He is also serving time in New York, where he was also convicted of rape.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's nice and cool out there, dropping down into the 50s. Tomorrow we may get into the 70s, but remember, big storm front coming in on Thursday night, so Friday could be a bit sloppy and cold. We'll have more on that coming up in just a moment.
There are too many people in our community who don't have the everyday resources to sustain a regular, healthy lifestyle. Affectionate Arms Adult Daycare helps anyone over the age of 18 who has medical conditions with the simple things that we may take for granted. Join 25 News Now Live on Friday, March 17th, as we collect donations and learn more about this organization. Let's come together and help keep people a priority in our community.
Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. And with over $500,000 in prizes given away every month, Palace Bingo is the place to be. We've got more chances to win. We've got cash payouts nightly. Palace Bingo in Victoria. Cash payouts nightly. Fantastic food and fun for the whole family. Come out for the fun and stay for the cash. Palace Bingo on Houston Highway in Victoria.
Palace Bingo, where winners take home over $500,000 each month.
Be a winner at Palace Bingo on the Houston Highway.
Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends.
We like to think Kia stands for keeping it awesome, and at Victory Kia, our staff has spent years being awesome themselves.
Hi, I'm Chris English with 15 years in the car business.
John Garcia, the Texas Car Plug, 15 years experience.
TJ Decker, 14 years experience.
Marissa Ferrier, 5 years.
Kia Caroline, 18 years, months. Remember, we've got the right cars and the right people to keep it awesome at Victory Kia.
Counterfeit prescription pills laced with fentanyl are killing our kids by the thousands across the nation. The pills look safe. Can you tell which one is real? Drug dealers are pushing these deadly pills on your kids' social media. It only takes one pill to kill. And it did. You can help stop the fentanyl epidemic. Talk to your kids about the dangers of counterfeit prescription pills. Visit onepillkilled.org.
Have you been told you have to live with your wound? There is hope at PAM Outpatient Wound Care. At PAM Outpatient Wound Care Clinic, you'll find the latest technology and the most committed and caring professionals dedicated to your wound healing. Our experienced wound healing experts and multidisciplinary team specialize in preventing amputation and preserving limbs.
I began hyperbarics here. I'm walking and have the leg, which is the best part.
Come see us at PAM Outpatient Wound Care, where healing starts here.
Keep Victoria Beautiful is having a cleanup for Earth Day. April 22nd, that morning, we're gonna go clean up all around Victoria. Make this place we call home just a little bit nicer. Last time we had 400 of your friends, neighbors, high school baseball players, teachers, nurses there to help clean up. Go to keepvictoriabeautiful.org to sign up and learn more. Bring a team. It's gonna be a great Saturday morning. Look forward to seeing you there.
Good evening, everyone. Temperatures right now, as you can see, are in the 60s, around 60, and they're dropping. In fact, we'll be getting into the mid-50s tonight. So, you know, if you want to leave the windows open, you'll be cold by morning, but think about it. Otherwise, we are looking at our winds. Now, the winds make a big difference as to what kind of weather we're going to get. If it's from the north, you know it's cold. If it's from the east, well, it's not as cold. But now that it's turning around to the southeast, by tomorrow, you're going to start seeing a stronger wind blow and a milder day. In fact, 70s, maybe almost 80 degrees. But we have to keep watching the west coast. That's the next big storm. This is a hungry storm. And folks, you know, honestly, I mean, I worked out there for 18 years. And I've seen Pacific storms, and these are the most intense things I've seen in a long time. I go back to '84, which was a El Nino year, and we lost piers and shoreline and houses and all that stuff. This one's even worse. So what's happening? Only the big man knows, but right now, all I can tell you is that storm is going to go into the Rockies by Wednesday, frontal system coming behind it. And then by Thursday, you can see how it blows into the plains. Big snowstorm right here, frontal system moving into Texas, dropping 20 to 30 degrees. And ahead of it, we'll likely see a squall line or a storm line. And let me show you that by Friday, it'll be either over us or through us, and things are going to be even colder. Now, day 3 on the severe weather outlook, day 3, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, we have a slight chance of some severe weather occurring, northeast Texas all the way down to where? Yes, right there to the crossroads. In fact, if you have anybody up Hallettsville and north, they're probably going to get some heavier storms. In fact, Houston, if you look at the predicted rainfall for 72 hours, Houston should get the brunt of the rain and the storm. So here's another way of looking at it. Future tracker, Tuesday evening, right? Here's the light rain that we expect again tomorrow with the cloud deck, and then we go to Wednesday. Thursday is the warmest day, right about there, because we got a lot of south wind, but notice that Thursday night, in a Friday morning, we get that big squall line coming through. So here's Friday, 3 in the morning. Knock, knock, knock. Hello, it's big thunderstorms at the door. And you're going to see some the heaviest rain we've seen in a while. In fact, with this system, I'm looking at quarter to a half an inch of rain. I want to see if we can get that because we need it. We don't need the lightning and the thunder and all that, but it comes with the package. Anyway, so we take a look at our marine forecast, and mariners, you just need to know that the winds are going to be strong and they're going to be squirrely. What I mean by that is they're going to be easterly tomorrow up to 20 knots. Then by Thursday, they're going to be southeasterly stronger to 30 knots. And then it all turns out of the northwest as we get into the weekend. So just keep that in mind. 56 our overnight low officially, 76 tomorrow. We'll see a few sprinkles, but it'll stay mostly cloudy. And I just want to show you, to me, that's a red pansy flower. Here's your 7-day forecast, folks. We're looking at temperatures up to 80 on Thursday and dropping into the 50s for most of next week. That's your 7-day forecast. Now, I want to remind everybody, go to the QR code, scan that, and you can download Crossroads Today and put it on your phone and take it wherever you go. That's the end of your weathercast. Now we'll toss it over to Gino.
Got some softball scores and a local baseball team wins an award. That's coming up after the break.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
Attention parents! If you are working, looking for work, attending school, or in training for a better career, did you know that you may qualify for child care assistance through Workforce Solutions Golden Crescent? Child care assistance can help you make those ends meet and is just a phone call away. Some guidelines apply. If you live in Calhoun, DeWitt, Goliad, Gonzales, Jackson, Lavaca, or Victoria County, call 578-0341 to schedule your appointment to learn more. Workforce Solutions Golden Crescent, working for you. Workforce Solutions is an equal opportunity employer program.
Hello, my name is Maclovio Perez. My friends call me Mac. I'm the new Chief Meteorologist at 25 News Now. In the weather world, our job is to save lives and property. Service is very important, and the people need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. And if they don't do any one of those, then you're not going to be on TV for very long. There's my forecast for the summer. Very hot and a very active storm season. Write that down. Let me know how I did at the end of the season.
For months, we've been saying that Fred Loya can save you more money on your car insurance. But just how much more? In recent months, people who switched from Geico and Progressive to Fred Loya Insurance have saved over $1,500 a year. State Farm customers who switched to Fred Loya saved over $1,600 a year. Allstate customers saved over $1,100 a year. That's a combined savings of over $240,000 a year. So start paying less. Call or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save.
Get the day's news in your inbox email newsletters from 25 News Now. Sign up today. Go to crossroadstoday.com/email alerts to get started.
At Crossroads, the El Campo Ricebirds found its new head coach and athletic director, and he's excited to be back in the Crossroads. Yesterday evening, the Ricebirds named Travis Reeve as its new leader, and the board members were thrilled about it. The members in attendance voted unanimously to approve of the hire. Reeve was looking for a place that was similar to his former town in Cuero. The El Campo Ricebirds were also in search of a new coach and wanted this to be an expedited but thorough process. Superintendent of El Campo ISD, Bob Callahan, said he feels that they made an exceptional recommendation to the board and they were a match made in heaven.
We're looking for someone that's going to have a strong character. Travis has that. Strong character developer for young men and women. He checked that box, and on top of that, he's a highly successful coach.
The hire is effective immediately and is a 2-year deal, and he's taking over for Chad Worrell. The Victoria East Titans baseball team is coming off a loss to Corpus Christi King, but are being honored with a weekly award. The Titans were honored by grade game which is an organization, and the Class 5A honorable mention of the teams is the Titans. The Titans are on a list with Forney, Pflugerville Hendrickson, and LaPorte. The Titans were mentioned because they went 13-2 and had a 5-0 week. Also mentioned for Class 5A honorable mention D-bat hitters of the week, junior East Titan Hunter Barros, who went 7 for 11 with 1 double, 2 triples, 1 home run, 7 runs scored, 8 runs batted in, and 6 walks. These Titans will take on C.C. Carroll tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Riverside Stadium. The Hallettsville Lady Brahmas softball team are ranked #1 in the state and Class 3A Division I after winning the title last season, and they're continuing that success this year. The Lady Brahmas got off to a hot start earlier today, scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, but the Lady Yoakum Bulldogs battled back and tied the game up in the top of the fourth with 2 runs of its own. Hallettsville would go on a 3-0 run streak and close out the game. Final score 5-2. The Lady Brahmas had 3 errors on the day, and they finished today up with a 19-2 record on the season. A local golfer is being named as the RRAC Golfer of the Week. Joshua Fundervat helped his team win its consecutive team title, shooting 2 under par and finishing 2nd place at the Shriner Shootout. During the competition final round, he made 3 birdies and an eagle. He is the 3rd golfer from UHV to win the award this year. This is the first time in program history that 3 different golfers have won that award in the same year. Well, that's your sports. Don, back to you.
All right, Gino, thank you. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10. We'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, a man has a bone to pick. He's suing Buffalo Wild Wings over its boneless wings.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. Drive Ford F-150 with 0.9% for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance.
Have a legal question that you don't have the answer to? Crossroads Law is here to help. The esteemed lawyers of the Cole, Easley & Skiba Law Firm are here to answer them. Submit your questions to crossroadstoday.com. This is a free service where you can find practical answers about real-life situations you might have encountered. Crossroads Law is a service of the Victoria Television Group and the law firm of Cole, Easley & Skiba, advocates of trial by jury.
A Chicago man is suing Buffalo Wild Wings. He's suing the chain because its boneless wings actually contain breast meat. In a tweet, the company notes they don't contain buffalo either. But the plaintiff does not seem to be laughing. His lawsuit says the products are more like chicken nuggets and claims calling them wings is fraud. His attorney is seeking other potential clients who feel the same way after eating them. Warm weather arrived much sooner than usual in North Carolina, but now farmers are having to protect their already blooming crops from frost and freezing temperatures. 3 weeks ago, some parts of North Carolina reached 80 degrees. The warm weather caused plants and food crops to bloom earlier than normal, but now, overnight temperatures dropping below freezing, farmers are doing all they can to protect their crops.
I hope not. If everything works good, it shouldn't be too awful bad. I mean, I'm just gonna have to stay up and watch everything. Hopefully, everything will work out.
This farmer said while he expects that he'll have some crop loss, he's hoping there won't be too much damage. Now let's see, 80 degrees last week and now it's chilly. I think I've seen this movie before. I think we're living in it right now.
What was the movie titled?
Burr.
The End of Tomorrow.
Well, don't use chili. You might get sued. That's not a bowl of chili. So.
Well, that's the same thing happened to Red Bull. Because it says,
gives you wings.
It gives you wings.
Gives you wings.
I didn't get any wings.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, hey, gentlemen, I want to show you this is a red corn poppy. Now, Gino, learn that. Pick one and give it to your girlfriend, okay?
Okay. Don't got one, but okay.
All right, well, here's your 7-day forecast, folks. We are looking at temperatures to be even colder as we get to the weekend, and so we may get up to 80 on Thursday. Thursday night, late, maybe at midnight, frontal system comes through. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, high temperatures only in the 50s.
Thank you, Mac. And finally tonight, a dog named Tofu was running loose in a parking lot Saturday at a beach. When the dog ran into the waves, Long Beach lifeguards say Tofu swam about 150 yards offshore, prompting lifeguards to go in for the rescue. Tofu was loaded up onto a paddleboard and brought to safety. While cold and shaken up after such a long swim, the dog is doing just fine and is back with its owner. Happy ending. Thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. We're streaming 24/7 Crossroads Today Plus. Join Catalina Astroin and meteorologist Trey Mining. 25 News Now sunrise starting at 5 a.m. Good night, everybody.